graduated high school with a 1.9 GPA, which is not college ready, right? I did YVC for a couple of years. I transferred. I eventually landed at UW Bothell, where I got my bachelor's and master's degree and fell in love with education. So right now I work as a director at a college access, college retention program, leadership development, and I'm really, really happy with that. I met my husband in high school, so we're high school sweethearts, actually down that hallway that we were walking into, so it's kind of brought back some memories. When I was back here in Sunnyside, Mrs. Carrizales, she was our volleyball coach at the time. Mr. Maxwell was actually the vice principal, so a lot of the familiar faces. But my senior year in high school, I actually got pregnant. So I was that girl in high school with like a big old belly, which was not fun in a lot of ways, but it made me grow up really quickly. So I had him in April, Julian, of my senior year. I was able to graduate on time. And in that process, I really started to understand, like, I gotta feed this kid. I gotta, like, I'm his mom. Like, I had to grow up in a lot of ways. And I've been very privileged in my life. Like, my mom's always had a pretty good job. We've always had roof and, you know, food on the table, so I can't complain about that. But when I saw him, I knew that I had to go to college, and college was very pushed on me by my dad at a very early age. Like, he didn't know, he migrated from Mexico, he didn't know about the college process, but he knew, like, that's what you're doing, like, vas a ir, and that was it. Like, he couldn't help me with how to get there, but he just knew that I had to go. And I was doing YVC for a couple years, mostly to satisfy him. Like, I don't want to disappoint him, I already got pregnant, like, I don't want to, like, say I'm not going to college either, so let me just go to community college and figure this out. So I did that for a year, and in the midst of that, I remember clearly telling my boyfriend, now husband, I need to take a year off. Like, I just don't want to go back to school. He's like, all right, I'll support you, but you need to talk to your dad. And you know, I'm still scared of my parents. My mom is like this tiny little lady, but I would not mess with her. And so at that time, I remember, like, okay, I was like mentally preparing myself. I'm gonna have this conversation with my dad. I'm gonna tell him, like, I'm an adult. I'm gonna do this. Well, I actually never ended up having the opportunity, because he actually passed away in a field accident, right? An accident at work. And so I remember thinking, like, dang, my dad left his home country to provide for his children, like, to just have a better life. He died, like, picking apples in the orchard. There's no way I'm not gonna go to college. And that was kind of like really my moment. And that's, you know, education's been a transformative for me. It's made me grow, made me realize what the life beyond the 509. And so it's been a really privilege, and I hope that y'all consider, whether it be community college, technical school, a program, or anything like that you really push yourself to learn. And get outside of your comfort zone. So I left Sunnyside for 5 years, and I did a lot of growing and developing, and then I came back, right? I came back to, like, serve and hopefully lead in my community. But that experience of leaving everything that I was comfortable with really allowed me to grow. So I would encourage you to really consider stepping out of your comfort zone and, like, leaving, and then maybe eventually coming back if that's something that you want to do.
This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name. He doesn't need his name up in lights, he just wants to be